Happy Wednesday. Gotta take a drink of tea. Happy Groundhog Day is February 2nd. And today's topic is how to write an obituary about your mother. But first things first, if you're watching on social media, drop us a message and we'll bring you up on the screen. Like right now, it says good morning. So if you said hi, Cindy, I can bring you up and say hi, Cindy. And if you're watching on the YouTubes, then go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Write a comment, share it in your social media, and tag my name. And we give a prize away every week. I know you love prizes. People love things to get things free in the mail. So you're going to love it. Okay, let's get right on to how to write an obituary about your mother. And I'm going to take a few moments for that because today, a year ago, my mom passed away. So it's a very special date etched into my mind. It was the fastest 365 days I have experienced. And I have a child, and those times go by super, super fast. So I thought I would jump on today's topic and do how to write an obituary about your mother. Because this is what my sister and I and my cousin did after my mom passed away. So after my mom passed away, we had been hanging out in the living room. And as soon as that happened and she left the house, it just didn't the house didn't feel, the living room didn't feel full of life anymore. The living room was the place that we hung out 99% of our time growing up, and it just felt cold. So we moved into the dining room, which people usually think is a cold area of the house because some people don't even use their dining room to eat in. But this is where we had ate all of our meals. Most of our adulthood was in the dining room. So I remember as I sat there at that heavy, large, 100% made out of wood dining room table and looking at my mom and dad's wedding china from 50 years ago and looking out our huge picture window in our dining room and seeing that the street light was on right under the very corner of our street where I spent every Monday through Friday of my childhood getting on the bus, because that was our bus stop right on the corner. And I was like, how do we do this? How do you write an obituary for your mother? Because dads are easier because they always seem to, at least for my parents' generation, work out of the house the whole time. So there's all like listed achievement. They worked here. They did this, work. Well, for most of the moms, my mom and dad's generation, it was a little bit of a mixture of both, in the house, out of the house, volunteering at school, things like that. So I was like, this is just different than the regular format. So we thought about how we really wanted to honor my mom and all the things that you did for staying at home and raising children. Like, it seemed a little more hard than, hey, you worked for 30 years at the same place, or you spent 10 years here, or you did this, and you enjoyed playing basketball or whatever. Like, that seemed straightforward. But I was like, we wanted my mom to have the same kind of feeling invoked in a regular person that worked outside the home's obituary. So my sister had went home because she needed to go put her kids to bed. And my cousin and I sat at our dining room table, and then thanks to modern technology, we texted back and forth with my sister and came up with, let's talk about this, and let's do this, and let's do that. And something that I thought was going to be hard and a big challenge ended up being, like, I get to share it. It was a great memory. Like, you can think of it, it was just sitting around playing card games or something with your friends. It was kind of the same thing. I was like, how about this word? How about this? Do you remember this? Let's do this. You're encapsulating the whole life, so you have to remember how they were beginning, middle, and end. And I was like, you know what? Going into this and thought we're going to have to trudge and plow and not have a great time with it. Ended up being a very fun time. And actually, when we finished, I was like, we need to go back and write dads over again because we thought we did a great job then. I was like, we need to write it better. They're like literally a love story. The love story to the world to tell you in the back of a pamphlet. Like I literally have my mom's here in the back of a pamphlet. Your love story to the world. Like, here's who I was, why I was here on earth. And, the funeral home can do it for you, with you, or whatever but for whatever reason, we ended up doing it. I think they had an outline. They gave us some high points or whatever, but our funeral guy knew. He was like, I know Cindy. She's going to want to do this herself. Like, we can do it. They kind of did it, but we'll get all the words. Like, they could have done it, and he was like, nope. She's going to think this is generic. And I don't want anybody's life to ever feel generic. I don't want it to be a form letter or a template. It needs to be rough around the edges, smooth here, full of love, and all of those things. So what I want you to do today is join the Moms in the Middle group because we're going to all do this together. I've already experienced this. This is going to be everybody's life experience, especially if you're over the age of 40. So you need a whole community. We can do this as a community together. You could be in your dining room if you have to do this by yourself, or you and your siblings could be in your dining room and you could be texting me and be like, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? So join that. It's in the link to the description of this video. And I was going to read a little excerpt. We're going to just go through that right now. We're going to read a little part because I can't speak of the words. The fact that I made it through this far and I have not cried, we're doing good. All right, I'm going to read a little part. It says, above all, she cherished spending time with her family and friends, especially her 3 granddaughters. Her legacy will live on in the hearts and minds of everyone she interacted with. And you know what? If you knew my mom, that's true because you have a little piece of her in your heart still. Because if you knew my mom, you loved my mom, and she left footprints all on your heart because she was a truly special lady who loved well, stood up for everybody, and loved her kids so much. So I love you, Mom. I will see you guys all tomorrow for the video. I love you guys too. Have a great Wednesday.